Welcome my dear friends and students. Now in today's video I am going to explain the banking of road. Now before considering what do you mean by banking of road, first of all we have to consider the types of core road. So here there are two types of core road. There is the horizontal core road and bank core road. Now here first of all, we considered what do you mean by horizontal core road or which road is considered as a horizontal core road. The core road whose both sides, whose both surfaces or edges that are at a same height. If I consider my hand as a road surface, then here if both the edges of the road that is at same height, then that road is called as a horizontal core road. Now, in another type of core road, there is a special arrangement that the outer surface of the road, this one is a outer surface, outer edge of the road, and this one is a inner edge or surface of the road. So in bank core road, if the outer edge of the road is at higher level than the inner edge, then this special arrangement for the safety of vehicle when vehicle moves along this type of core road with a high speed called as the banking of road. Now such special arrangement along that road is called as the bank core road. So that's why right here there are two types of core road. Horizontal core road where both the sides of the road that are at same height, and in a second type, that is in a bank core road, the one surface of the road, that is obviously outer surface, is at higher level than the inner surface. So this type of road is called as bank core road. Now here we consider what do you mean by banking of road. Now whenever there is a core road, then what happens? The outer surface of the road is at higher level than the inner surface. Then such inclination. Now look at this figure. I draw here AB and AC. That are the two surfaces of the road. Now AB is called as the horizontal surface and AC is called as the inclined surface. Now whatever the inclination of the surface with the horizontal, this special arrangement is nothing but the banking of road. Whenever there is a core road, then outer surface of the road is at higher level than the inner surface. So such inclination of surface of the road with the horizontal, that is called as banking of road. And this angle which is formed by the inclined surface with the horizontal called as angle of banking. Now here we consider why there is a need to make such a special arrangement when there is a core road. That is the need of banking of road. Now here this need of banking can be explained by considering the 2 points. First one, if the road is not banked, then what is the possibility? And in second case, if the road is banked. Now first of all we consider if the road is not banked, then what happens? Now if we consider this is the core road which is not banked, it means both the surfaces of the road that are at same height. Now in that case, when the vehicle moves along this horizontal core road, then for the circular motion of this vehicle, the necessary centripetal force is provided by force of friction between tires and the road surface. I say if the road is not bent, then what happens when the vehicle moves along such type of unbanked road, then for the circular motion of this vehicle, the necessary centripetal force is given by force of friction between surface of the road and tires of the vehicle. But what happens? This force of friction is not constant. It means the force of friction changes under certain conditions. So which are that condition? Now if the road is wet by the water or accidentally oil is sprayed on the road surface, then what happens? Because of this condition, the force of friction between road surface and tires decreases. So because of lack of sufficient force of friction that provide the less centripetal force, and that's why this vehicle is now unable to move safely along such type of road. It means if the force of friction is less due to such condition, because of water or oil stored on the road surface, or if the road surface is smooth, then force of friction decreases. If force of friction decreases, then centripetal force decreases. And if centripetal force is not in a sufficient amount, then the safe turn of that vehicle is not possible. So which are the possibility to increase the centripetal force? Now if we make the road surface rough in order to increase the force of friction, obviously if force of friction increases, then centripetal force increases. Now this rough road surface is not reliable because it is a time consuming as well as it causes the wear and tear of the road, wear and tear of the vehicles. So that's why this possibility is not taken into the consideration. Now which is the second possibility? If we consider such a special arrangement that outer surface of the road is raised, that is at higher level than the inner surface, then what happens? Which is the factor that provides us the necessary centripetal force? Now when there is a special arrangement that outer surface of the road is at higher level than the inner surface, then in addition with this force of friction, a one component, that is actually the one force, that is normal reaction to this inclined surface acting on that vehicle, as this is the normal reaction to this surface AC, which is in inclined direction. That's why it is divided, it is split up into the two components, that is n cos theta and n sin theta. Now here this n sin theta provide the additional centripetal force in addition with the force of friction. That's why we get the necessary centripetal force from the two factors, that is force of friction plus the one component of normal reaction, that is the n sin theta. That's why here this vehicle can be safely turned along the curved road, along this road. So in order to move any vehicle safely with a high speed along such road there is a need to make the special arrangement, and that special arrangement is nothing but the banking of road. On the portion of need of banking, one question can be asked and which is given in our textbook, that is why cyclist has to lean inward while moving along car road. So in order to explain this question, again we consider the two conditions. What happens if the cyclist doesn't lean inward, and what happens if the cyclist lean inward? So consider the first case. Consider a cyclist which is moving along this car road, and while moving along the car road, if the cyclist doesn't move, then what happens? For the circular motion of this cyclist, the necessary centripetal force is provided by simply force of friction between the tires and the road surface. But if this force of friction is less because of the high speed of that cyclist, then because of lack of force of friction there is a lack of necessary centripetal force. If less centripetal force is provided in that case, then cyclist will not able to move safely along this car road. Now on the other hand, if we consider again the same, that is cyclist moving along the same road, but in a second case, if the cyclist lean inward, then what happens? Because of this special arrangement, the necessary centripetal force is now provided by the two factors, that is the force of friction as well as the one component of normal reaction, that is the n sine theta. So because of this n sine theta, that is the component of normal reaction in horizontal direction which act toward the center, that cyclist is able to move safely along the horizontal car road. So what is the advantage of bending or leaning inward of that cyclist? When that cyclist lean inward, there is a additional factor n sine theta which provide the necessary centripetal force in addition with the force of friction. So we can conclude that in order to get the necessary centripetal force, that cyclist has to lean inward. After considering the banking of road and its need, now we just move to the next topic, that is the expression for maximum speed of vehicle on a horizontal car road. So this expression asked frequently for the 2 marks, or there is a simple problem on this mathematical formula. Now here we have to obtain the maximum speed of vehicle. It means this is the maximum speed up to which that vehicle can move along this horizontal car road safely. Now we have to find that maximum speed. So for that we have to consider one vehicle. So I draw here, this is the horizontal car road. It means whose both surfaces that are at the same height. Now consider a vehicle which is moving along a horizontal car road. Then you have to consider certain physical quantities related to this expression. So let m be the mass of vehicle, r be the radius of that car road, g be the acceleration due to gravity, mu be the coefficient of friction, and v be the maximum speed. In first point, we just consider a vehicle which is moving along the horizontal curve road. In second point, we consider the different physical quantities which are essential here. M be the mass of vehicle, R be the radius of curve road, G be the acceleration due to gravity, mu be the coefficient of friction, and V be the maximum speed. Now when this vehicle moves along this type of curve road, then for the circular motion of this vehicle, the necessary centripetal force is provided by again the force of friction. In order to revise this expression, you have to just keep one step in mind, that is the force of friction equal to centripetal force. Now force of friction is given by the formula mu mg, where mu is a coefficient of friction and mg is the weight of that vehicle, and centripetal force here is given by the formula mv square by r. Now we can cancel mass of the vehicle, so we have v square equal to, that is the mu rg, and finally we get v equal to under root of mu rg. So this is the required expression of maximum speed on a horizontal curve road.